was in the fast food movie, so I went to Taco Bell. I heard Karen giving the cashier hell, telling her to go back to Mexico. The irony in that is, we're in Taco Bell. So I was on it. I grabbed my phone. This is about to be a Karen's Going Wild type of moment. See, he's tripping off his nachos. So I started in. I said, excuse me, sir. He said, what? I said, if they nachos, then whose are they then? He said, mind your business. He said, you recording me? I said, yeah. You entertaining. You in a fast food restaurant being racist and complaining. You thinking small. He said, what? I said, small. S-M-R. Joe told me you was about that drama. He said, Joe who? I said, Joe Mama. Now that pissed him off. But I made him more pisser when I suggested that his mother and father was brother and sister. Right then it was on. He gonna die from my phone. But I bobbed and weaved. Then he dropped his nachos and he slipped on the cheese. But he was still trying to get me while he was falling on his knees. And the manager came out talking about, you need to leave. Now that sentiment the crowd was sharing because you could hear them chanting, bye Karen, bye Karen. So he got up and pouted, but we went out the door to go look back at me telling me, you gonna get yours. I wasn't thinking of him. I dined in, networked with a few new friends, but when I went outside, it was back to the drama again. He didn't call the police talking about I assaulted him. Cop gonna ask me, what's my name? Talking about I've been detained. I said, detained for what? I said, please, you better go in there and detain that cheese. The Karen started cutting up. I started preaching about my rights. That cop looked at his boat and said, shut up. I was quiet. But then he went on in. And when he went in, I started talking again. I looked at the other cop. I said, listen, Linda. She said, my name not Linda. I said, well, whatever. But well, y'all keep it up. Y'all soon to see y'all losing y'all qualified immunity, stressing the messenger out. And that's when the manager and the police walked back out. Put the Karen in cuffs, arrested him for disorderly conduct, and said I was okay. I said, okay. He said, okay. We said, okay. And I was on my way.